Yellow, orange, blue, purple. Yeah. Okay. But hello. Um, figured I'd come on here. Ziggy and I would come on here. So anyway, I've been creative here lately. Been doing an awful lot of stuff with my resin and all of that, and also with some beads. Um, I got a lot of really cute stuff. I'm holding something right now. But a lot of times, if I'm going to do something, you know, like color something in and then pour, I'll do it on this workspace right here. So this is the next project I have here. This is a newer mold. So I can go ahead and color it in with my mica powders and all that good stuff. Because I've got a lot of these powders that I have are metallic. So I can use, I got a few that are holographic too, but I got to pick a color for this motorcycle, and I don't know. If you make it through this video to this point, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and comment with the color you think that I ought to make the tank, and other parts of it in. What main color do you want? Because I could always choose purple, but that's me. Not everybody loves purple as much as I love purple. So, but just go ahead and comment. What color you think I ought to do that in. The main color of the bike. So that's that one. That's one of them, and this one might just take up the whole thing when I put it down there. But there's this, which is the guitar, which I've already done two of them. It's really long. So, of course, this one I've used like twice now and had some nice ones come out that I'm still experimenting just to make sure, that I get it right. But this is one of them that I plan to do here soon. And I also have, and I'm probably going to knock everything over here as I do it. Where is it? You little booger. Yeah. But this is to make um, bottle openers. So I got a guitar bottle opener here. And then this one is a peacock. I'm not sure what this one is, but it says look. So I haven't quite figured out what that one is. Then, of course, we have kitty paw right here. The kitty paw. Bottle and just a standard oval. So, and I can color these however I want as well. I think the peacock one I have some ideas for, but I have to pour first and then I can decorate after it comes out. So, and same thing with the guitar. But anyway, that's another one of them that I do plan to do. And I've been playing with beads here lately. And since it's Halloween coming up, I kind of got crazy because I had gotten some beads that were more Halloween based. And that's them. Little skulls right here, got silver skulls. These are kind of the little iridescent skulls. They kind of look out, they look holographic, kind of. And then I've got the black and red, and then the white blood spattered. Blood spattered. And then what is hanging from it, you would think that, say somebody put a heart on it, that you would think, oh, I like a heart, nice little heart. No. It is anatomically correct. So, it's a, whoops, it's a heart. I'll just put it down. Jeez. Anyway, that's one of them that I've made. I've made an awful lot of jewelry here lately. And once I get everything, all the photographs taken and such, I can put them on the website and start to sell them. So I still have to get this channel up to 500 subscribers. And then I also have to figure out how to get 3,000 views. So, you know, that's going to be fun. I'm going to need some help with that. I'll let you know when I need the big time help, because somebody's going to have to watch an awful lot of my crap in order to help me with those views. But as for subscribers and all that good stuff, yeah, subscribers, if I can get it up to 500 and then get the 3,000, I think it's 3,000 views. It's either 3,000 views or the shorts, it's like 3 million. So are they 2 million, something like that? Yeah, I have better time with just regular videos. But luckily, I've been here on YouTube for a while now, so I do have quite a few things, and I can unlock some that I put to private if need be. But eh, it'd just be nice to build the channel. I'm starting slow, and I by no means want to go all the way up to thousands and thousands. That's not my expectation, because I'm not really after it to make the money from YouTube or anything like that. I just want to be able to share what I do and give people the chance to buy some of the artwork that I do. You know, Speaking of artwork, I think you did see the the one that I did, but I've actually, of these, I've done quite a few, as you can, see. hmm So, these colors, and that is holographic. This is the black, yeah, the black one. Because when you pour just regular black onto that, it will automatically make those. You see what I mean? Make them pop. And also, I went ahead and I put, I think is that the gold? No, I think that's the silver. Um, on there to kind of contrast between the two. I could have poured just all black in there and it would have just been all black with holographic. But I can do other colors. I did a green, which is this kind of went wonky. I don't know why, but it did. So if you're okay, you're not opposed to wonky. And there's the blue one. Real pretty. And of course, the red ones. This is the one that I most recently did. And this is the red one with the gold cross on it. And of course, there is also the silver version of that, which is, it's hard to see it on camera though, but you can kind of see the little bit of difference maybe on there. And then of course the other two colors, purple of course. This one will go up in my house unless somebody would like to have the purple one. You can let me know. And then finally pink, because there's almost always somebody out there that loves pink. And it still has, you can see the same things on there. So that's a lot of stuff that I'm doing. I'm doing an awful lot of the wall art. I'm going to start doing more jewelry. And between the two, the one that I can probably make more of a niche is the wall art for the resin. And the jewelry is such a saturated, market. I mean, to be able to make jewelry and then sell it, especially if you try and sell it on a place like Etsy or, even Poshmark or those places, you still, have a lot of competition. So it's very saturated market for jewelry. But yeah, this is I don't know if I can get close to the camera here so you can see all the different beads. If I can get it centered. There we go. The anatomical heart. And then all the other beads. And that's the first Halloweeny thing that I did. I have some bats that I need to do because I've had a request for bats. So we will do those as well. And I have a package to try and send off. It probably won't get sent off until beginning of November in this case, because money runs out and then you have no money to, ship things. Um, But, other than that, I've been kind of taking care of myself. I basically have finally talked to my doctor. They did go ahead and prescribe the medication that I need for the ADHD. Finally, it's getting the dosage of it right that is going to, we'll see what happens with it. They're worried about my blood pressure. I'm not as worried about my blood pressure because I know what was making the blood pressure go up. And it had to do with the ADHD, which was not being treated at all. So now I have the medication for that, and I will say, because it is a stimulant, it does do things like give you insomnia, and I fully expected that for like the first couple of nights, because that's what happened the first time that I was on it, is that it kept me awake, for a few nights. And that's okay. I don't really have any appointments coming up, and gives me plenty of time to do stuff. So, and then he's been up later too. Yes, I'm talking to you, Featherhead. Yeah. He's a happy boy right now. He's just sitting here watching me. He's glad that he is in the room with me. There are times where he does get put back into his room. And I moved his cage a little bit closer to the window, not real super close, so that sunlight doesn't really get to him. And on that side of the house, it really doesn't hit that side of the house. So he's okay with that. But he likes to watch out the window, likes to watch other birds land on the bird feeders, squirrels come down. He even argues if we have one of the spiders that decides to do a web in front of his window, which we did have. He argues with the spiders. The spiders don't care, they just hang there. But I've got like three or four of those big spiders out there right now that I'm watching where they're building their webs and all of that. They better not show up under the eaves of my house, because we're going to have a problem then. It's like where they build their sacks, that's what I have to watch. So I'm fine when they're out there and they're doing their job as Spideys do. But if they get in the house, all bets are off. Don't come inside the house. I know it's warmer in here, but you could get thumped. Because I don't like spiders. I have arachnophobia, and I really don't like spiders. Sometimes I'll trap them and let them outside if they get in, because they have a job to do. So I'll go find a flower for them to go get on or something. Let them go on that. Let them have their freedom. But I don't like it when they get in the house. They could end up dead. And I have had jumping spiders that have gotten in here. They're the yellow and black ones, jumping spiders. I've had the little brown ones. I call those Boris. They're little brown ones, little kind of black or brown spiders. I call them Boris. And the bigger ones that look like hobo spiders or recluse spiders. They're really not. They're called hobo spiders. At least that's what I've heard people call them, hobo spiders. And they look like brown recluse, but they're not poisonous like that. They are, however, very annoying and really creepy, but they have a job to do, and they do it beautifully, I might add, out there. They've kept bugs off of all my plants, which is fantastic, and that's what they're out there to do. But I call the big ones like that Natasha. Boris and Natasha. Yeah. Don't ask why. I don't know why. It's just something I've always done. Well, anyway, so now that I've wasted 14 minutes of your time, I'm going to go ahead and say adios, because I have some things I still need to do. One of them is clean the stand that he's on right now. I have to take his cage and his stand outside and do. I am. I do have a pressure washer, so I'm going to pressure wash both of them on a day that we're drier, because we're raining like for the next 4 days. So that's a project that I have to do. But for in the meantime, though, the gerbils and the hamster need a little bit of a cage cleaning because they're getting kind of smelly. And it's just time to give them a good total clean out of their cages and all of that. And hopefully not a single one of them will get out, because that happened recently. I about turned my entire living room upside down because Junie Bee got out of the cage, because I was trying to check. I do a health check on my rodents just to make sure that they're doing okay. And I went to pick her up, and she decided that she would jump out of where I had her. Just jump. And she went down onto the floor, and when they get on the floor, they're fast little boogers. And it took me 3 hours to finally get her because she came out, and I thought, all right, you brought this on yourself. I smooshed her a little and then grabbed her by the base of her tail and picked her up and went, you little fart. 4 hours later, and I finally caught her, and I was able to do the health check on her and everything. She kept trying to bite me. She was so mad. But I was mad too at her. I put her back in her cage after I did the health check on her. And she sat in there and thumped. She was mad because I put her back in. Crazy gerbil. But at least I did not get bitten. She did not bite me. I haven't had a rodent bite me for quite a long time. It's because you have to figure out how to handle them. And when they get out, you have to try anything possible to get them. And I had things ready, but luckily she just had darted out, and I kind of went, and got her that way. But so I will see everybody later. Just wanted to do a hello, how's it going? I'm doing this kind of thing, and let you see Zigaboo. So I'll talk to y'all later. Take care. God bless y'all. Be safe out there. And I will see you at another time. Bye, guys.